Corruption has virtually become the focal point of attraction today in the Nigerian polity. Over the years, there has been allegations of widespread corruption in cognate sectors of the economy, thereby acting as a wedge to progress. The Independent Corrupt Practices Commission and the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, which most people took as toothless bulldogs, have proved that they can bite. Today, anyone who is purchasable or gullible enough to open up to corruption is said to be digging his own grave, as the long arm of the law may catch up with him anytime. In view of the current tempo of the crusade, Newsline went to town in search of the root of the matter. And by the way, who is corrupt?
The people at the top of the government are the most corrupt human being in this country.
Most Nigerians are quick to point accusing fingers at those in government or leadership positions. Are they being sincere?
Any person who engages in dishonest, illegal, and at times immoral conduct is a corrupt person. My houseboy, for instance, who tells me he has paid 60 naira for a pot of soup that maybe costs 40 naira, has engaged in corrupt practices. You know, my taxi driver who takes 1,000 naira from me and buys fuel of 800 naira may be said to have engaged in corrupt practices.
We lay more emphasis on those who are in government.
Well, I think you can explain that in terms of the level of poverty and then what we see people in government display. I mean, and then, of course, once you become a leader, attention is focused on you, sort of.
A living Nigerian will see 5 naira on the road. He will pick the money and be angry that the money is not big. He will not happy that the money is not big. What of the person that lost the money? How will he feel? Everybody want to work in CBN. Everybody want to work in Nassau Rock. Everybody want to work in Central Bank. Who will go and teach? Who will work in prison service? You know, our taste is too much. Even this Okada man, when he left the village, he came to Abuja in the name to come and do Okada. But today he want to sell this Okada and buy V-boot, even if he don't know how to maintain it, because he want to live big.
How are you sure it's true?
Ask him now, my line.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
If a policeman asks a driver, a taxi driver, to stop and asks him to bring his particulars, and the policeman, you know, probably he may not come out to openly demand for money, and the taxi man, you know, in a haste to go, he will bring money and give him. That is corruption.
A university professor is here with another angle of corruption.
Students complain that a lecturer or some lecturers insist that if you buy what they call handouts, something they have written, which they insist that the student must read, if you do not buy it within a particular period, you get some free marks automatically. If you buy within the first few weeks, 2 weeks or so, if you buy it 3 weeks later, you get less marks. But if you buy it beyond a certain period, you start losing marks. That is definitely part of the indication of corruption.
You begin to think that corruption is only something that happens in high places or that involves very large sums of money. But individuals themselves can have corrupt values, because corruption is itself a negative value. And a starting point might be for us to examine ourselves within our families, within our smaller groups, within the community, to begin to see what kind of values exactly do we espouse, what kind of values do we transfer to other people, and what kind of leadership, you know, are we giving before we even begin to look towards the larger side.
Since corruption from the discussion so far is endemic, how can we break the vicious circle?
We should reduce the level of poverty in the country, because the laws are there. Let the law take its course, and we should provide an enabling environment for people to come up and report cases of corruption, you know, and let government that is in place now be seen to deal with these issues decisively. It is only when examples are set, people in government, people outside of government are dealt with decisively, that people will now be deterred